Welcome everybody to Forza Horizon 4, and today we're taking a look at the 1999 Lotus Elise Series 1 Sport 190. Now this is a sports car that was produced between 1996 and 2001, while it was initially conceived in early 1994, and it has a fiberglass body shell atop an aluminium chassis, which makes the car both lightweight and rigid. It also has a low centre of gravity height of 18.5 inches, which is less than half the overall height of the car at 47.3 inches. So combine the lightweightness of the vehicle and the low centre of gravity and you've got a really good handling vehicle on your hands. And yeah, the Sport 190 was one of several limited edition versions that improved upon the original car's 118 horsepower power output. So yeah, even 118 horsepower in a car that only weighs 1,477 pounds is really rather good. But when you combine it with the fact that this is the most powerful version of the Series 1, then you've got a car that is hugely fast, and yeah, couple that with the handling, and yeah, you've got a really good sports car in your hand. So as the name suggests, this has 190 horsepower, as well as 140 pounds-feet of torque, from a 1.8 litre K-Series Rover engine, inline 4, and yeah, that K-Series engine was using everything from the Rover Metro all the way to the MG MGF, which was also a mid-engine rear-wheel drive sports car. But this is a far better effort than that MG, because yeah, not only does it have the looks on its side, but it also has the performance, the handling, the braking, and even though it's not as practical and not as comfy, it's more reliable as well, because the K-Series engine in the MGF was well renowned for head gasket failure, because they really didn't bother to cool it properly, because you know MG weren't really used to mid-engine cars and they didn't really address that reliability issue. But here that is not the case. As you can see, it's really rather Spartan inside. You have no real comfort amenities in there whatsoever. I think you have a heater, but you don't have a radio or anything like that. And yeah, you've obviously got that big roll bar in the middle, which certainly wouldn't make it comfortable if you were going along a really rather rough road, banging against it and everything. And yeah, there's no such thing as boot space in the front. That's all for cooling and your liquids and the like. So yeah, by no means an easy car to drive, or a comfy car at the very least to drive on the normal roads. But where you sacrifice that, you get a really good car in terms of track performance, and a really good car in terms of a sports car as well. Because yeah, that very little lack of weight means it can make the most of that 190 horsepower, which granted isn't all that much, but when you've got so little in the way of weight and such a small, low centre of gravity car as well, you've got a lot of potential there, even though you haven't got all that much power. So yeah, to see what that potential is all about, let's get out there and see what it can do. So yeah, this car really set the trend for Lotus for the next 20 years really, because they've only really released mid-engine rear-wheel drive cars since this was released. So yeah, really did set a trend for them. Now obviously they did have the Esprit before this, which was also mid-engine and rear-wheel drive, but this is a lot smaller than that car, and yeah, as a result, despite the fact that I think it has around the same power as the first ever Esprit that was released, this is far lighter and far smaller, and also a far better handling vehicle, and it's also a lot quicker as well, as this can do 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, 0 to 100 in 10.7 seconds, and go to a top speed of 149 miles an hour. Now I do think the original Esprit is a better looking vehicle than this, and I do quite like that car because obviously it was involved in the James Bond series, but this in its own right is a cracking vehicle, and yeah, easily one of my favourite Lotus vehicles, because it sticks to the tried and tested formula of lightweight, decent amount of power, and yeah, focusing on handling more than, you know, top speed or high rates of acceleration. But even though, again, despite not focusing really on acceleration, it's still mightily quick to 60, and despite not having all that much power, it feels like it's, you know, continually gaining speed at a really good rate. So yeah, marvellous vehicle, and I'm really glad that it's back in a Forza game really. But it is only a car that you can get via the festival playlist, which was a while ago, to be honest. So yeah, you're gonna have to try and look out for this on the auction house, or maybe a wheel spin or two, because yeah, not really sure how else you're gonna get this car, not unless they put it in another event in the future. But if you have got it, or if you want it, then know, do your best to at least, you know, drive it as much as possible, because it's a fantastic vehicle, and yeah, easily one of my favourite British sports cars. And yeah, it's weirdly the closest we're probably going to get to a you know, a sporty Rover, because obviously we're unlikely to ever see them on this game. Now granted, we do have MGs, but we never had a Rover, so yeah, with this Rover engine inside, which Lotus certainly did a far better job at, you know, it's the closest we're probably going to ever get to an actual Rover, so, which is a shame, because they did do a few decent cars, but yeah, Lotus certainly did show them how to really make a sporty engine in a sports car. So yeah, glad it's on the game, and yeah, I recommend trying it out if you can get it. If not, then that's a shame, because like I said, it's easily one of the better sports cars out there, not just on the game but from the UK as well, even though it was somewhat produced in Malaysia by Proton. But nonetheless, a cracking vehicle, and yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.